Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to generate detailing and reports after designing structure in ETABS. Now there's two topics here, report and detailing. Detailing when I mean detailing is the reinforcement detailing, or bill of quantity, drawings, preparation of the sheet. Now CSI company, they have a new program, CSiDetail, that will deal with the drawings, detailing and everything inside it here. So for the report you can generate from ETABS, but it will not have lots of information inside it. Mainly the result will be available in table form. Still applicable, you should have it. So after designing, let's say you finished modeling, analysis and design, it's time to prepare the report and send it for detailing. So click on file here, create report. Now this is if you want to create a project report. It will bring all the information that within this project. Remember, each project they have their own definition. So I'll start from the project information, general information that you have it. Then we'll start with the load, the definition of material, load patterns, and then all the information from frame sections, their joint, how many joints there, how many beams there, how many columns there, slabs, their detail will be available in the report. Now this is also required, not just the detailing, also this one could be beneficial to see exactly what you have within the project. So the report, I said this is general by itself, will provide the report. Now in a model, whatever you have it here will be within the project. So if I open project here, project information, double click on project information, you can add things here. Then design preference, for example, whatever you have it here, you can, in the beginning we said we selected those while even designing. Now here in the properties, materials, those are material assigned here. Frame sections, look, there are a lot of frame sections by default, they are within ETABS. Now if you don't need them, you can delete them. Why? If you don't delete them, all of them will be in the project. All of those sections, their property, everything will be. Like this is the section properties. If I zoom, you'll see here this is frame section property definition. The name of the section, material, shape, every single information regarding to those given in a table. Now those are might not be, for example, required in the project. Why? You don't use all of this. Now if you use all of those sections, yes, they have to be here within the project. So you have to go through these things before generating report, because there will be a lot of things within the report that you don't want them. For example, this section here, like how many slab section you have it, do you have wall even, link, bar size, those are maybe used, restrained, like those information here, some of them appears in the report. If you don't want them, you have to delete them from the model explorer or even from here. Define, let's say if I go to sections, frame section, I'll say all of them here. Yes, I can delete the one that I don't want them. Let's say I will delete, I have to block the unlock it. Then for example, the only two I use them, those two, the rest I can delete them in order not to appear in the report. Now the report disadvantage does not have too many drawing inside it. So mainly it's table, mainly in the table form you have it. So you only see these things in a table form, but everything will be there. Analysis, some analysis will be there in the table form. Rest of the things this is what you have within the report. It's useful. Why? Because there is a lot of things that you might need to come to the table to find them. Let's say if I check one of them, I don't know if there is any beam. We have it here. This is concrete slab design summary. So this is the summary that for the design. If I have any beams, let's say in analysis, for example, beam 1 or beam 3. So within there you can find, For example, maximum positive moment here for beam 11 story 2 at this joint. This is positive moment that I have it for this combination. With the detail links, I cannot get this information. So from the report, if you don't go to report, we already see in the display we have show tables. From tables also you can see those tables alone. From here, whichever table you want, you can see it in order to gather information from there. So I'm not going to go into detail of this one to read them. It's up to you to read those information. There is another way to create report. Add user report. This is you will specify what do you want to see in the report. So general information, definition for the structure data, property, load. Maybe you don't want these things. Maybe you don't have those. For example, load. Maybe you don't have this one. So some things that you don't have it within the let's say they didn't use for this project, you'll just uncheck them here. And then you go through those sections one by one. You can generate a format or like a report contain the information that you want. It's another way to do it. You press create. I'll create the project, the report for you. By the way, the report, now if you, let's say, if I open the report, let's open the summary report. You could save it. I mean, it's PDF. You can save the project. Generating data. Yeah, and here you can just simply print the report and save it. I'm printing basically if you have a PDF printers, you can just save the report and use it for any purpose that you want to. Now, I'll go for the next part for the reinforcement detailing and bill of quantity. In order to do that one, we say we're going to use this program, CSiDetail. I'll not make you responsible for this one. Just go over through the short video just to tell you, has a lot of detailing, a lot of preference that it's user preference. Like you will specify those things according to what you need to see in the detailing. So when you open the program here, you'll click on the new. You'll open .edb, which stands for the ETABS model after design. So you design something. Let's say this is the program. This is this one here. I designed it. Everything is ready. Bring it into the detailing program. It's going to open it. Go through all the information. So it will take the grid, the sections. Mainly we'll go for the design part, which looks for the reinforcement. Since it's concrete here, so it will bring the reinforcement, section detailing, everything will bring it back. It will not generate it directly. It will ask you a lot of detailing, a lot of preference that you have to select. So normally we'll open the ETABS again to gather the information required, and we'll bring it back. Now here you might get warnings and errors. Now errors are a problem, but warnings are just telling you that you don't have this within the project. For example, pier and spandrel, I don't have them. There's no shear wall in the case, so I don't have anything there. It will just tell me that there is no summary for pier and spandrel. Okay, there is no problem with that one. Now, it's still here. It brought all the information to me, but it is up to me how to generate and what to generate in the program. So there is preference here, there is unit, and there is edit reinforcement. Now, in the edit reinforcement, if you click on the slab, it will bring it here, and you have the stories if you want to change the reinforcement that's been designed. Now, this is manual adjustment. Let's say you already designed in ETABS, but you want to change some of the reinforcement. You don't like, for example, this one to be 140 something. You want to change it. Or you prefer to use another value, or you want to add something somewhere. whatever your reason to change the reinforcement, you can change them here. But let's say we're not going to go through this thing, changing the beams, or for example, those are the AS top, AS bottom, and most probably they are minimum used here. But if you wanna change them, you have right to change those before detailing the column as well. Now the units you can select. This has come from the model, and this is here you providing the detailing unit. Then mainly this part is the one that it's your concern. There is a use quick detailing that it will generate this detailing in a way that the program preferred. If not, you will start by yourself. So start with select preference here. Are you going to change the code, especially with the zone things? Remember, you might design this one with something else, but the detailing can be according to something else. What do I mean by that? In case of you have some columns, let's say there's a column here, we know this one, if there is a beam, then the reinforcement that we're providing, let's say at the top, there is a distance goes from here. How much this distance? According to code is changed. Maybe this says that it comes like this and there is bending. Most probably here it's cut section will be used, or you can select these things here. Now, how much this distance will be? This the code will specify. If you don't want to change this one, you will use built-in preferences, whatever it is basically there. Now, you will go for concrete detailing preference. Now, here you will specify scale for the slab. Which label you're going to use for the section? Like a lot of detailing, you have it here. Plan layout, what's the scale that you're going to use? Section layout, horizontal, vertical. How many sections in each direction you want? The size of them, the text size that they have, the symbol, line thickness. You might know it in the beginning, you might not know exactly which size will be okay. But after for example, trying 1-2 times, you will have your own preference that you can use it every time to generate the detailing. Same manner for beams, like the layout of them for the elevation sections. Then the text basically is for the detail written within the drawings. For column the same way, for wall the same way. Those are the scale that you prefer them. Then concrete display preference is basically what do you want to see within each of those sections. For example, rebar call for plan. You want to include number of bar or include bar spacing. Maybe you have something else you want to add the things here. For the section, the slab, for the slab section, what do you want to see within them? Everything, you will go through them. We cannot go through all of this one by one, but mainly by default, what do you need mostly selected? The one that are not selected will be for specific reasons that you need to select those. Now I can beam labels. I might need to know, for example, the section name. I want to see them as well. And there's something that you can go through them to select those naming there. You will see it. Now, the one that I'll come back to it. Unfortunately, we run into an error. The part that will be important, rebar rules. Now here you will specify the rules that you want the CSiDetailing to follow. For slab, smallest bar size, you want this one. Do you want largest bar size to be 25? So I don't want this one. I want maximum bar size to be 12 for the slab. Now minimum number of bar, maximum excess area, minimum spacing of bar, maximum spacing of bar. Those can be selected according to the code that you're following. Some of them will come by default. Some you can specify them by yourself. Again, preferable rebar size for column strip top. Say this is a slab. I don't want them to be, let's say I want to choose all of them to be 10 to 12. This is around the opening if you have it. If you have waffle slab, you can specify part here. For beams, similar manner. When it comes to beam, there is non-seismic condition if you have it. Then smallest bar size, largest bar size, preferable bar size. This is for the stirrups here. And the maximum spacing for stirrups we have it. How many legs, minimum legs you have it. Maximum number of stirrup legs. Maybe you don't want to have more than 4 legs. The hook degree for the stirrups, I prefer to be 135. The zones here, what do they mean? If you go for typical beam elevation, you'll see the zone here, zone A, zone B. I recommend you to have a picture of this one. According to the code, those are the distance required for the reinforcement, top reinforcement, bottom one. I mean, they call them, even they give the name, and those names are available here, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G zone as well. The same thing for column, you specify smallest bar size, larger bar size, preferable that we have it, minimum that you have it, can be specified. And pure spandrel will go for the wall. Now, after specifying the rule, I'll press OK here. Rebar size is basically, the name of them. Bar ID, and the area, and the bar diameter. And it's 6 stands for 6. In some countries, they have different. Why ETABS or like CSI put this one here? Sometimes they say 12, but the diameter is 12.5 millimeter. So they say, instead of saying 20, they'll say 19, number 19. I change according to countries. Here, each ID represents the same diameter. You have it. You can add custom things if you want to. Now, default drawings that you have it. There are some drawings, cover sheet, list of the drawing standard. You can have more drawings inside it. Slab sections, reinforcement plan. I prefer to select all of them. Everything that we have it will be generated. Grid system display, it's the same grid that we have it there. We're not going to change this one here. Maybe you have multiple grids within the model, so you can specify which one to be seen in the detailing. Sometimes you have different grid system for the drawing purpose, but for the detailing you only want one of them to be seen. You can specify here which one you want to be seen. The sheet setups here are basically the way that you want to set up the size of them. This is kind of optional. This is the size of the sheets. Why? Because the drawing will be preferable on inside here for printing, because there will be A1 paper, then it will be printed there. Leave this one here. Drawing format for coloring things if you want to through them. If not, leave it by itself. It's totally fine. You can, for each section, you can go and change the things that you have it, but leave it as default is totally fine as well. So after going through the preferences, you just press OK, and you will leave the program to generate the detailing for you. So the bill of quantity, detailing, sections, reinforcement, everything will be generated. You have it here, the detailing. So it's under several component view, imported views, drawing sheets. Those are the sheet. For example, if I open this sheet here, you'll see sections of the slab, and you'll see it here. This is the preference, we have it here. Maybe most probably because of the units we have it here. So the scaling, you'll see the reinforcement that we have it there. You go for component here, beam detailing. This is the layout. This is the bill of quantity. So let's see, we have slab as well to see the slab bill of quantity as well. So we have 2 stories. Now each story you have section and you have the plan of the reinforcement that you have it. And there is bill of quantity here, a table for bill of quantity. This is for story 1. It tells you the area, the concrete volume, 12 cubic meter, average thickness and rebar weight, the weight of rebars, this much kilogram. That's the rest of them ratio you have it there. And here the rebars quantity again specifically 10 and 12 you have it. 10 this much, 12 this much has been used. And if you click on this one, rebar cage, you're going to see the reinforcement in 3D. So here you can see the reinforcement in 3D in case if you want to provide this one. Now this CSI detailing works with the Revit as well. You can say you can convert this one directly, take this one to Revit in order for Revit to generate the models according to this one. So you have to have the same model in Revit and take those things there to generate the model in Revit. This is possible. Now the same thing for beams. You have bill of materials, total volume, total rebar weight, this much in kilogram, and this bill of rebar quantity. This is specifically for if you want to see exactly 10 millimeter, 14, 18 millimeter with their length and weight. You have it. This is for the beams. And what else we have it? Now this is for beam. We have it here. Is the column is the same thing. Column we have it here. Similar. So in the schedule and tables here, bill of quantity, that's going to be for the columns, 10 and 16 used, 10 most probably for the ties and 16 for the, this is a section and evaluation. So you can go and rebar cage basically will bring you the, now you will see that if there is anything, and this is what you have it here as a 3D model. Sure, you have those in a section as well, like this, like the way that the text here, it's your preference. They're big, yes. I mean, you can go back and edit this, the detailing, this font size, the thing that you have it. If you don't like them, sure. I mean, this is maybe the text are big. You can go back and change them. I mean, the elevation of it look like the elevation seems to be okay. Stirrups, for example, the zone you have it, story 1, and then the overlapping you have it here, and then continues for the top of the story 2. They have lovely way to represent those detailing. However, which one is preferable for you? The sheets. Every single detail of the drawing that you can see at the top, it will be available in the drawing sheets. So for example, this is column, the framing, this is the table, and this is the section and evaluation. So if they are different, will be there. If not, you can see them within the drawing area. So beam, for the beams, so nicely will be given. Section, this is CB4 according to the name that you have it. You'll see many more detailing for each of those beams that you have it there. This is how you generate detailings. So you can print all of these detailings here, print the drawings, you can combine them all to PDF, and then you have all the detailings in for the project that you have it. I believe this will be enough for preference. It's up to you. You have to go through them to change some of the preference, the way that you like, the coloring, whatever you want, you can go and change. There's nothing to be worried about this. I mean, you only generate detailing here, and you will save the drawings, whatever you want. You might not need all of the things. You might not need all of these drawing sheets. You can specify in the beginning which one you want, and then you will save them as PDF. You provide them to whoever you want to. And the bill of quantity, sure, you must see it from even the sheets or within the tables you have. There is even a different schedule that they're providing it. There is this type of scheduling that the ETABS or the CSI company, they have it. Before it was in ETABS, now it's different. That will provide you for the columns from the base. This is the dowel bars that you have it. The dowel bars, which is from the base, will start to the story, the top story that you have it. They will provide tables and graphs in this manner as well for the reinforcement. I believe that will be enough for this course, and I'll provide this program as well on Moodle in case for anyone want to try it, can have access to that one as well. Thanks for listening.